Comprehensive review of the NBA MVP Power Rankings analysis. The provided text is an extensive discussion on the NBA's MVP race as the league enters the second half of the regular season. It evaluates the top 5 candidates, emphasizing their statistical impact, team success, and overall influence on their respective franchises. The analysis is lively and opinionated, with a strong conversational tone. However, the text also contains notable structural issues, including grammatical errors, incomplete thoughts, and a lack of clarity in some arguments. 1. Structure and organization. The text is structured as a countdown-style ranking, which is a familiar and engaging format for sports fans. It moves through the rankings from the 5th-ranked player, Jalen Brunson, to the 1st, Nikola Jokic, offering insights on each candidate's performance and contributions. However, the flow of information is somewhat chaotic, with abrupt transitions between players. At times, it jumps between topics without fully concluding prior points, making it harder to follow. For example, the discussion about Jalen Brunson's impact on the Knicks suddenly shifts to an unrelated mention of Karl Anthony Towns and the trade with Minnesota, which disrupts the coherence. Additionally, the rankings are interspersed with informal asides, such as references to Brian Windhorst and the Hoop Collective, which can enhance relatability for a basketball-savvy audience, but also contribute to a lack of focus in the analysis. 2. Analysis and depth. Each player's case for MVP is assessed based on a mix of advanced statistics, traditional box score numbers, and subjective narratives. The discussion highlights key themes that influence MVP voting, such as Jalen Brunson's role as the Knicks' offensive engine and the concept of overall lift in playmaking, Donovan Mitchell's selfless approach to team success despite not having the most eye-catching individual stats, Giannis Antetokounmpo's eligibility concerns due to the NBA's 65-game rule for awards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's statistical dominance, and the historical significance of his numbers, Nikola Jokic's transformative impact on the Nuggets, and how Denver struggles in his absence. The analysis does well to balance the statistical and narrative-driven aspects of MVP discussions. However, it occasionally suffers from redundancy, particularly in the discussions of Jokic and Gilgeous-Alexander, where similar points are reiterated multiple times. Additionally, while the discussion on voter fatigue regarding Jokic is valid, it could have been expanded further with historical comparisons, e.g. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Karl Malone versus Jordan in 1997. 3. Writing style and clarity. The informal, conversational tone helps create an engaging discussion, but the frequent grammatical errors and awkward phrasing hinder readability. There are numerous misspellings, e.g. Jan Brunson instead of Jalen Brunson, Jan and Tenpo instead of Giannis Antetokounmpo, making parts of the text difficult to interpret. Phrases like, "I'm just making sure actually, I had to think about this, and I'm glad you brought it up, Karl Anthony as being the Knick absolutely won that trade with Minnesota," lack coherence and grammatical accuracy, making the argument hard to follow. The casual style works well in sports debates, but more structured phrasing and sentence clarity would enhance the overall readability. Additionally, the frequent use of phrases like, "I absolutely love," "we got to give him some love," and "I hate when guys don't have the guard numbers," makes the piece feel more like an unfiltered podcast discussion rather than a polished written analysis. 4. Argument strength and weaknesses. The strongest aspects of the text are recognition of advanced metrics, e.g. PER, net rating, historical statistical comparisons, contextualizing player impact, e.g. Mitchell's team-first approach, Jokic's dominance despite injuries to key teammates, highlighting nuances in MVP voting, e.g. voter fatigue, Giannis eligibility. However, there are notable weaknesses, lack of clear transition between players, the arguments often meander without a structured flow, overuse of informal phrases and filler words, phrases like, "let me go, but here's the thing," while engaging in a spoken format, dilute the strength of the analysis in a written piece. Missing key counterarguments. For example, while Brunson is praised for his overall lift, There is no acknowledgement of the counterargument that his team's success is largely due to a well-balanced roster. 5. Suggested improvements. Enhance clarity. Clean up grammatical errors and awkward phrasing to make arguments more concise. Improve structure. Create smoother transitions between player discussions to maintain logical flow. Reduce redundancy. Avoid repeating similar points across different sections. Provide counterarguments. Offer perspectives on why each player might not win MVP to provide a more balanced debate. Refine the writing style. Maintain the engaging, passionate tone, but with more precision in word choice and phrasing. Final verdict. Engaging but needs refinement. The text does a good job of presenting an enthusiastic and well-researched take on the NBA MVP race. The conversational tone makes it relatable for basketball fans, and the analysis effectively incorporates both stats and narratives. However, structural disorganization, frequent grammatical errors, and an excess of informal phrasing hinder its effectiveness as a written piece. A more polished, structured version of this ranking would be significantly stronger while maintaining the excitement and engagement that make NBA MVP debates so compelling.